Why do so many of us work our entire lives, only to end up totally financially stressed in our final years? Well, welcome to this explainer, where we're going to dive right into that. Today, we're unpacking Tony Robbins' monumental quest to solve this exact problem. He basically went out and interviewed the world's most elite financial masters. We're talking absolute legends like Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett, and John Bogle. And what he did was decode a blueprint that literally anyone can use to escape the rat race and build unshakable wealth. Okay, so let's think about this paradox for a second. You work hard, you save diligently, yet true wealth perpetually feels like it's just out of reach, right? We're taught that if we just put in longer hours, our paycheck is going to save us. But here's the reality check. Earned income alone will never bridge that gap. The modern financial landscape isn't some nicely paved road to retirement. No, it's an uncharted jungle, and it is deliberately filled with traps designed to drain your bank account. To survive this climb to financial freedom, you've got to first recognize the predators lurking in the underbrush. And I mean astronomical hidden fees, brokers whose financial interests directly conflict with yours, the absolute whiplash of market volatility, and honestly, the most dangerous predator of all, our own emotional psychology and hubris. Because unless we conquer these dangers, our hard-earned money simply becomes Wall Street's profit. And we definitely don't want that.
But don't worry, we aren't going in blind. Here is your map to the summit. We'll start by defining your financial dreams, avoiding the fee trap, harnessing the power of compounding, nailing down your asset allocation and strategy, and finally, getting to the ultimate purpose.
First up, Section 1, Defining Your Financial Dreams.
You see, wealth isn't just one massive, impossible summit. It's actually a series of highly achievable base camps. You start out at financial security, where basic necessities like housing and food are permanently covered. Then you progress to vitality and on to independence, which is where passive income fully replaces your working salary. And eventually you reach absolute financial freedom. That's the top. That's where your ultimate dream lifestyle is funded endlessly, without you ever having to clock in again.
But to get there, you must know your exact number. Because clarity's power, right? So, take your current monthly expenses, multiply that by 12 for your annual cost, and then multiply that by 20. Boom, that is your target for financial independence. When your brain sees a concrete, mathematical target, rather than just some vague dream, your subconscious actually begins finding the precise pathways to achieve it.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, Avoiding the Fee Trap.
So, the financial jungle is literally littered with traps, and the deadliest one? Hidden fees. Actively managed mutual funds carry hidden fees that average roughly 3.17%. Now, I know what you're thinking. 3% sounds like a tiny, totally harmless fraction, but it is secretly lethal over a lifetime of investing. In the investing world, it is not what you earn that dictates your ultimate wealth, it's what you keep.
And the financial industry is uniquely absurd when you really look at it. You are often charged a premium simply to be told how much you're being overcharged. You've got expense ratios just for the baseline management of the fund, then come transaction costs every time the manager buys or sells. You suffer cash drag when your money sits uninvested, missing out on market growth, and opaque soft dollar costs used to quietly pay for brokerage research. And the ultimate irony here? Studies consistently show that 96% of these highly paid active managers actually underperform the basic market over any sustained period. It's crazy. Legendary investor and Vanguard founder John Bogle lays out the brutal math for us. These microscopic fees compound aggressively against you. If you're paying 3% in fees, it takes 24 years just to double your money. You are literally surrendering up to 70% of your future nest egg to the industry before you ever even reach retirement. So what's the solution? Abandon the active management trap entirely and embrace low-cost index funds. Which brings us to Section 3, the power of compounding. Economist Burton Malkiel shares this legendary tale of twin brothers William and James, and it perfectly proves that time in the market always beats timing the market. Check this out. William invests $4,000 annually starting at age 20, but stops completely at age 40. James waits, starting at 40, and invests all the way to 65. Despite investing for far fewer years and putting in way less raw cash, William ends up with a massive 600% advantage. Starting early and letting compound interest do the heavy lifting is the true secret to building an empire. All right, let's get into Section 4, Asset Allocation and Strategy. The billionaire masters Tony Robbins interviewed universally agree on one thing. Asset allocation is the single most important investment decision of your lifetime. It matters way more than picking the right individual stock or finding the perfect piece of real estate.
While literally anybody can get lucky and become wealthy in a bull market, intelligent asset allocation is how you stay wealthy when the tide eventually goes out.
So think of your money as being divided into two distinct buckets. First, you have the security bucket. This is a highly defended environment for your money. It's not going to grow at lightning speed, but it ensures you never go broke. Second is the risk and growth bucket. This is your engine room. It offers much quicker growth to accelerate your climb up the mountain, but it definitely requires an iron stomach and emotional discipline to handle the inevitable volatility.
And historical data tracking real returns over a 200-year period paints a really clear picture. While bonds provide the necessary armor and stability for your security bucket, long-term exposure to the U.S. stock market is the undisputed engine of wealth generation. For any portfolio with a long-time horizon, equities must be the absolute core if you ever want to outpace inflation and achieve real growth.
But since no human can actually predict the future, how do we protect our journey? Well, we look to Ray Dalio's revolutionary all-seasons approach. Dalio teaches us that your portfolio must be engineered to survive any economic climate, whether that's runaway inflation, crushing deflation, historic bull runs, or crippling bear markets. Instead of gambling on predictions, you mathematically prepare for all possible futures. It's a philosophy of total resilience over speculation.
So, how exactly do we handle entering the market? The experts are completely unanimous here. Stop trying to time it. Instead, utilize dollar-cost averaging. By committing to invest equal amounts on a strict schedule, let's say $1,000 every single month, you create an automated system where a volatile, crashing market actually generates more long-term wealth for you than a perfectly steady one.
This strategy is virtually foolproof because it removes human emotion, which is the #1 destroyer of wealth. When the market drops from $100 a share down to $60, fear naturally tells you to sell and run. But your automated, fixed dollar investment mathematically forces you to buy more shares at the deeply discounted price. Over time, market volatility transforms from your greatest fear into your absolute greatest ally.
And finally, Section 5, the ultimate purpose.
We have to remember that we aren't just hoarding digital numbers on a screen. If you ask most people why they invest, they'll vaguely say things like growth or assets. But the true purpose of wealth is income. It's about securing an automated, consistent lifetime income stream that buys you your time back, offers absolute peace of mind, allows you to give generously, and lets you live life on your exact terms.
Just like climbing Mount Everest, reaching the summit is really only half the battle. Sir Edmund Hillary is a legend not just because he reached the top, but because he successfully navigated back down alive. Financially speaking, you need a bulletproof lifetime income plan to ensure you make it back down the mountain, allowing you to actually enjoy retirement without the suffocating fear of outliving your money.
As Woody Allen famously quipped, money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons. It's a humorous little reminder of a really profound truth. Mastering the game of money provides the ultimate luxury of peace of mind. Money is simply a tool. When you master the rules of the game, it stops mastering you.
So, armed with the wisdom of the world's greatest financial minds, the ball is now in your court. Financial freedom isn't reserved for the lucky. It is an engineered choice. What is the very first step you will automate today? Will you calculate your independence number? Or maybe finally ditch that high-fee mutual fund? The path to the summit is clear. But remember, the financial jungle is always evolving. Are you prepared to adapt?